3 said, and I live by that principle. But nevertheless, let's dive into this video. Let's dive into it. This is fair use. Let's rock.
This is 25-year-old Tyrek Neal. Tyrek was a fast food worker in Camp County, Texas. He was known in the area for winning $200,000 on a $5 scratch ticket. Tyrek was the quiet type who spent a lot of time by himself. In November of 2021, he was arrested for the murder of Michaela Goodson.
Well, I got some bottled water here. You need bottled water?
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you.
Well, we just want to visit with you a little bit, and you may have some questions for us, and we'd like to talk to you a little bit about your case. So, Investigator Huggins, you met last night. He come over and gave you a ride back in that fancy taxi. Was it fancy enough for you?
It was a Charger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it an SRT or RT?
I think it's just an RT.
Yeah, I have one also. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna go over the things that we're required to do before we talk to you. Just procedural things that we have to go through.
Okay. Now what this right here is a waiver of rights. What that's saying is, you know, right now you want to waive your rights and talk to us about your case. Just remember, if you do waive your rights and we start talking about you decide at any point you don't want to talk no more, all you gotta do is say so and we're done. So do you want, with your rights in mind, do you want to talk to us?
Yeah.
Okay. Just need you to sign right there saying you understand.
Let me ask you a question. Say your middle name again.
Cavassier?
Cavassier. I don't get
That's
that.
actually a drink.
It's what?
A drink.
I was wondering where you got that. So who gave you that name? You all? I guess.
I think it was my aunt that gave me the middle name.
Cavassier. Well, I was wondering how you pronounce that. I wasn't saying it like that. So it's unusual. Have you ever heard anybody else that had that name? So you're a unique.
Pretty nice.
Well, it's interesting how people come up with some of these names and everything. Did she ever tell you how she come up with it?
I never heard like the background story of it, no. But I just know I'm the only boy though. Yeah. I have 5 sisters total, 3 on my mom's side and 2 on my dad's. Yeah.
Well, it sounds a lot different than how I was pronounced. I was trying to Caucasier.
Did we get some rain today?
No, not yet. It'd be nice if we did, but no, so far we hadn't. So where are you actually from?
I'm actually from Dangerfield.
Okay. Did you go to school in Dangerfield?
Oh, yes, sir. That's where I graduated at. I moved to Jefferson almost 2 years ago because I have a girlfriend. We ended up making a baby, so we stand together. She also had 2 children I look up to as stepchildren as well. And my baby is actually going to turn 10 months in a couple days.
You're a lot of fun at that age, aren't you? She's starting to walk.
Starting to.
You already walking?
I mean, she started crawling way before I expected. Like, her first time crawling was within a week. I had her on my chest. She crawled up and I happened to be recording. And I would say about 2 or 3 months ago, I just put her on the ground. She threw it. I'm like, what?
You got any other kids?
Speaking.
Just one. 10 months old.
Just the one. Yeah. She's speaking, saying mama, dada, and all that. Yeah,
Well, I imagine at this point, you kind of got yourself in a jam, but you probably thinking about a lot of things, thinking about you,
my baby
there and all that, and you just want to do the right thing, don't you?
Yes, pretty much clear my name.
Mm-hmm.
According to the affidavit, Tyrek owed Michaela $200, so he planned to meet and pay her at her home. When he arrived, he emptied 2 full magazines into her body. Her body was discovered the following day, but the police had no idea who took her life. While they were examining the crime scene, the police received a call from one of Tyrek's relatives. The caller claimed that Tyrek had shown him the gun and the ammunition after the murder took place, and he told him what he had done.
So what can you tell me? I mean, how do you know Michaela?
I can't personally say I know her, but like as I said, I was in high school in Nashville and stuff. Like I used to be around like Pittsburgh, Q Springs and stuff like that, just chilling. Yeah, we'll see each other and speak, but we never personally knew each other. Now, I would say about 3 weeks ago, I came across her on Snapchat because we had each other on there. And it was like, this girl looks familiar. And she posted on her private story, and you know what females post on their private story? Like sexual content. And in my mind was, oh, I want some of that. At the same time, even though I had a girlfriend, which I told her the truth, yes, I ended up cheating. I hit her up for that, but I also said, I don't want it to be just for that. I actually want to like chill and stuff with you. And she sent her location to me. I went over there. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't smoke or nothing, but I only smoked half a little blunt with her, and she just kept smoking back after back after back after back. And I'm looking like something's not right. And I just started talking to her about my personal life, something I've never told anyone. Like how I'm the only boy. I never spoke that to anyone, not even my own girlfriend that I've been with almost 2 years. I asked her, do she have any kids? She said no, and I don't plan on it. And I said, me, in my opinion, I think every woman on this planet should have at least one. Don't rush it though. In case you go away, you can have a little piece left over. Yeah. And she actually had it in mind. I saw it in her eyes. But she never said yes or no to it. And I said, like, do anyone ever come over here? Because, like, when she sent me the location, I'm using my Google Maps, it was kind of hard to find because that road was so skinny. She said, no. I said, you don't have no friends or nothing? No, I'm a loner. I said, no boyfriend, no nothing? No. And then she gave me a look like, okay, it's time to have sex and all that. So it was like, okay. I wore a condom, and we did for like 10 minutes because I really didn't feel right. I never cheated on my girlfriend a day in my life and all that. And I ended up leaving, and I would say about 3 or 4 days later, she spams my phone with messages and phone calls. And I had my phone on Do Not Disturb at the time, which means if you call me, it's going to go straight to voicemail. You call again and actually ring. And the messages part, my phone won't light up unless I look. I just happened to look, and since I'm trying to catch up with the messages with all the spamming, I seen you owe me $200. A deal is a deal, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I was like, okay, yeah, I just give her $200, whatever, and I just leave it as that. At first, I was saying no, and she made a comment saying the condom that I have, she would give to the police and say I raped her if I didn't give her $200, and went on Snapchat calling me the N-word, saying I messed with the wrong white girl. She's gonna come to my job, key my car, get 2 black dudes to shoot at me in my job, and that was a threat. And I told her, literally, I said, I could report this to the police because that's a threat. But I'm not going to do that because my mom said, I'm just going to give you $200 over whatever, and I'm just going to block you and leave it at that. And I also said, I lied to her and said I did a 2 weeks notice. That way she wouldn't show up at my job because I shouldn't feel uncomfortable being at my own job. So I lied to her. It was like, I'm out of town with my sister or whatever. Pretty much stalled because I was just going to come over, just give her $200 and pretty much leave. Friday morning, I text her. I was like, where you at? She said, leaving Dangerfield, which I can say now, she had a boyfriend, which obviously she lied about. And the boyfriend happens to be neighbors with my grandma, which I can't say personally no, but yeah, we spoke. So after work, I ended up going over there. I gave her $250 actually. I gave her $250. I ended up leaving. Then I turned around and I said, no disrespect, but I'm gonna block you in front of me, because I'm looking at that like prostitution, honestly. I said, that doesn't mean I have a grudge against you. Block is block. Like if I see you around, it's a hey, but I'ma still go on about my life. And I believe she understood that. Then I left, and Sunday, I just happened to go on Snap, and before I look at someone's story, it's like I've seen her. So I click, and in my mind, it's like, I just seen her the other day. This can't be true. I'm like, okay. Then I seen another one. I'm like, So I go on Facebook and I try to do a little research, like, is this true? And then I seen shot multiple times. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, maybe did they find a dude who did this, or a female? We don't know. So I go across her dad Facebook, because when we were sitting there talking, I also said, hey, do you like having communication with mom, dad, anything? I also asked how long you live here. She said a month. She said she texts her mom every other day to check up on each other. Her dad, I don't know what the grudge was, but she said, and I quote, if he comes in here, I will be his bitchass up. I don't know what that was about, but I mean, that was their issues. But at the same time, he's still a father, and that is still his daughter, though. You know, they fight or whatever.
Tyler explains that Michaela was afraid of her father in hopes that the police will focus on a possible new suspect. He then goes on to say that after he found out about the murder, he went to work as usual. While he was at work, word got around that he was the killer, so random people would show up at his job to yell at him. Eventually, his manager would give him a week off from work.
A whole week later, I never received anything, and people were just calling my phone because my name just started getting out in the streets, and I pretty much stayed in the house the whole entire time. It's not bothering me, it's like quarantine. I didn't go out to go eat, no nothing. My name was just getting out and getting out, and I'm thinking, no, these are just rumors. That's like someone saying, hey, he has the STD, you just spread it. I said, people just talk. They just want something to talk about. But I wasn't really too worried about us. The police and investigators will do their job, and they're not going to stop it all till they find out exactly who it is. But I know it's not me, so I wasn't really too concerned. But at the same time, I said, that is someone's daughter. What if this happened to my daughter? So I'm not even mad at the little threats that Michael done, because honestly, I would threat. I wouldn't post it on Facebook, but I would actually threat, though. I totally understand. Because that actually could be a life sentence. And I don't even know how many times was she shot. I don't know. Do you know?
No, I know.
Was it a lot?
No, that I can't release to you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's part of the investigation.
Yes. Also, the investigator also ended up getting my girlfriend's number. Even though I changed she didn't change her. That was in case they wanted to contact me. So it was like, there was really no questions or anything for me. So I pretty much was just laid back or whatever till we get to the bottom of this. And for a second in my mind, I'm saying, maybe I should just go up here. They'll just hold me in custody, and if you have any questions for me, I'm down to answer. So I ended up finding me a lawyer just in case, if you have to. Which I ended up getting about midnight anyway. I am still in shock that she's gone. And then I saw the other day they had the funeral. I also seen, like, pretty much Michael tried to be calm about it when he made a post saying something like, whoever did this, can you please confess up? I saw that and said, he also said, I know you're watching these posts and all that. And at the same time, out of everyone that works at Golden Chick, Christy approaches me out of everyone. And I also said this to my boss. Not only did I feel uncomfortable, as far as we know, how do we know that she didn't have a gun on her? She could have blasted off just because. How do I know after we made her leave, she didn't go run and tell Michael? Because Michael also made a post saying when he finds out who he is, he's going to kill him. We don't know if she was going to go get him and come back with that drama. I don't know that. I guess she was trying to pay attention to what kind of car I had or whatever, because I have a Dodge Charger truck. I'm not being funny, but the best looking car out there at Golden Chick. So yes, it's going to be mine. as well, which I plan on taking to the shop anyway because the lady ended up wrecking me. No injuries for me or her, but that needs to go get fixed.
When did that wreck happen?
Almost 2 months ago, at a yield, dropping my stepdaughter off at school. Oh, it's a yield that goes like this,
Yeah.
and it's a stop sign about right
They
here.
do much damage then to your car?
It did to mine and not hers. I'm like, wow.
You get it fixed?
Not working on it. They said it would take about 2 to 3 days for it, but I never attended to it because it's like, I take my stepchildren to school every single day. Then again, I also work, so like it's kind of hard.
Tell me about this lottery. That's interesting.
Oh.
I don't know if I ever met anybody won a lottery.
$200,000. It was a $5 lottery ticket.
Yeah. So how they pay that out? All at once, or were
I had to go all the way to Austin. They taxed me $49,000. Yeah, there's a lot.
The government gonna get their share. So how do they pay you? By the week or month or year?
No, I ended up getting the whole thing. Yeah, they wrote it down in a check. I ended up making me a whole bank account and
Where you got it in the bank?
Bank of America.
Tyrek continues rambling on about work and other things in his life. The detectives decide they've heard enough, and now it's time to talk with him about why he was arrested and charged with murder.
Do you think that we would have arrested you? You know, we had a warrant to arrest you on. You think we could get a warrant if we didn't know what we're doing and have some facts?
Right.
You believe that we had some facts to get the warrant? You believe that we know that there's lots of surveillance methods today. You know, there's lots of technology available. Of course, you got all the lab stuff, the DNA stuff, and all this stuff. Some of that takes a little time. We don't have everything all finished immediately. Some of it we got, some of it's pending, but we know a lot about you. We know a lot about the case, and we didn't just run out there and say, "Hey, let's grab up Tyrek and see what he'll tell us." I mean, we've got enough to make the case on here. We wouldn't get the warrant. So the investigation has been done, and you're being deceptive with us on part of that. You know. You're not telling us everything.
You know, the deal is, man, if we didn't have enough, we wouldn't be here. What I'm trying to figure out, do I think you're a horrible person? No. But with what was done, I mean, most people would look at it as horrible. Things happen. I mean, people get in fights, people get shot over that. All we want is the truth, what really happened. And like I said, like he told you, if we didn't have the evidence, we wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. Because believe me, getting a murder warrant is not an easy job. I mean, all I'm asking you to do is tell me the truth, the honest truth.
Okay, everything I told you was the truth, and me giving her money was the truth.
There was no money found on her there. There didn't put any money left there.
I don't know. I left for a second, like I said. And
Tell us about the gun that you had. We know you had a gun. We already know that.
I have one gun reported stolen, and I also had another. It was a Sky, you know that? It was never for harm's way. It was, like I said, I feel like someone was always coming after me. I came back. I knocked on the door and she said, "Come in." And she was sitting on the couch smoking a blunt. And I said, "Hey, we need to talk." And I said, "I don't really appreciate all the spamming and stuff, and then you saying I raped you, and not only that, in the message, she made voice messages calling me gay and a faggot and all that." And I said, "I don't appreciate that neither. Plus, that just tells me, even if I was gay, you would have slept with me because you did." And she stood up and got in my face and said she can talk to me any type of way she wants to. This is her house. And I put my hands up, and then I was backing up as if I was going to leave. And excuse my language, but she said a white bitch like me would actually kill you, and did this with her fist. And then I said, that's another threat. And she said, you can take that how the you want to take that. And also when we were sitting there talking, when I told you I smoked like half a piece of blunt, I told her, I am a little crazy in mind because like you can tell I'm not a bad person at all. My mindset is this, how I'm real nice to everyone. I don't bother no one or nothing. If you like switch up on me like that, my mindset, hey, you don't deserve it. That's just mindset wise. And I said, and I quote, do you remember when we was talking and I told you that I was crazy in mind? She said, yes, what the is that supposed to mean? And everywhere I go, I have my gun on because I always feel unprotected. I just cocked it to scare her. And I said, one of us have to go. When I said that, I guess she thought I was playing, and the meaning of that means I was going to either let her kill me or that was going to happen, because I also saw her last post, which was on a Wednesday, that said, Lord, watch over me and my envy, which is enemies, and put praying hand emojis and 100 emojis, which means to me that she felt like life was over for her anyway, but it shouldn't have been done. She ended up saying stop playing, and then I gave a sad look, like the look you're giving right now. I didn't respond or nothing. She said, I'm going to call the police. I said, no, wait. She pushed 9. And from that, it's like you was going to snitch, and I really was not trying to do that at all. I was not trying. That was not really the intention at all. Because if anything, if you saying I wanted her dead, how come I didn't do it the day we actually had sex? You know.
Tyrek admits to being the one that shot and killed Michaela. He explains that he engaged in an argument with Michaela, and during that argument, Tyrek pulled his gun. Michaela told him she was going to call the police, and as she was dialing 911, he shot and killed her. Tyrek claims that it wasn't his intention to kill Michaela, but remember, he emptied 2 magazines.
This is actually a serious case, and what's going to hurt the most, me not seeing my baby every single day. Like, it was kind of hard for me to go to sleep. I haven't cried in a long time. As a matter of fact, after it got done, I did cry, and I've been praying every single day for forgiveness and all that. And it is haunting as well. I can tell that she was a good person, because also when I told you my car's at my dad's house, she was in my back seat the whole time. And the other day,
In the back seat
of my car, like her spirit was with me.
You were in your mind, you could
Yes,
visualize her in the back seat.
My girlfriend would tell you this. It just happens every time that night. Like the guilt. I'm just sitting there, and then I'm just freezing. I'm just laying down on the bed, looking at the ceiling, not blinking. It's creeping her out.
So once she dialed the 9, what happened from there?
I took 1 fire shot. That, I believe, was in the stomach, because I did see her crouch and say, ow, and all that. And like I said, all the anger that I always hold, because I don't really get into it with anyone. People does intend to make me mad. Like it's in mine is, you don't deserve to live, but I never attempted to actually shoot anyone nor hurt anyone. I would always walk away from the situation. And it just kept going and going and going. And her last words to me was, I'm sorry. And my last words was, I'm sorry too. And And I remember her saying, "Please stop." And I put this on my daughter, like, for a second, I actually did. Because she was on the ground and she was alive, breathing. I crouched down as if I'm gonna get her and take her to the hospital because she was still alive. And in mine, it was, that's really not how it goes. Once you started, you know, you have to finish. So it hurts me to say it, but I ended up finishing it. And it really hurts because I'm young and all that, and the last person that should have did it, even though I feel like someone was going to do it anyway, it shouldn't have been me.
How many times do you think you actually shot her?
$17.
Okay. How many rounds total did you have? I mean, you had 2 clips. Do you know how many actual rounds of ammo you had with you that day?
I might have been wrong. Let me see. That holds. It holds 10 inside the clip, and then, as you would know, you can do 1 in the head. That equals 11, and if you do that for both, that equals 22. But I don't recall doing 22. Yeah, I would say about like 17.
So you think you shot her 17 times?
Was it more?
Well, I mean, I'm asking you. I mean,
Do I think? Okay. If not 17, then 19 at the most.
okay. Where's the gun at now?
I gave it to my girlfriend's brother, and he knows someone, and they destroyed it.
So what happened to Michaela's phone?
That I ended up breaking it, and then I threw it away.
Where'd you throw it away at?
That was a back road, and it's not Lone Star, but I would say maybe 8 to 14 miles down, there's a corner store on the right.
Tyrek claims that he gave the gun to his girlfriend's brother and he had it destroyed. When the detective asks questions about the disposal of the gun, they realize that the man who destroyed it also helped him hide other evidence. This means he could be charged with accessory after the fact.
You think you really got rid of it, or do you think you still got it?
I believe he actually got rid of it.
He'd say how, or how he was going to get rid of it?
He was talking to me on some personal stuff and told me something that I pretty much told you. A murder, he said he actually ended up getting away with 1 case of murder, and mentions he knows a guy who does like mechanics and stuff like that to break it down, and he said they did that, and actually I said he burned it, and I'm thinking, how can you burn a gun? But he said, yes, it's all taken care of. Told me the clothes I had on that day, it don't matter if it's just regular shorts, slides, just give it to him and he's gonna burn it. And he did.
How many times do you think you shot her before she died? She keeps struggling for a while and asking you to quit. You said she was asking you to stop for something there.
In all honesty, you said before she did, I would say this. She was a strong girl. There is no way I could have took that, but at least 11 and was still alive. I was
Still
like,
moving?
yeah.
Was she talking?
Like she was trying to say something, and then I had a flashback the other day, because I kept questioning myself, was she really going to call the police? Then it hit me. As she was on the ground, she said, "Mama." So that hit my mind. She was probably trying to scare me, trying to say, hey, I'm going to call the police. But the intentions was to call mama.
What do you think, what finally killed her?
I think bleeding out. The last bullet, I have to say it was somewhere between here and here. I can't remember exactly how, but the traumatizing part was just watching it go away slowly, and then her eyes was wide open.
And that happened after the last shot?
And you just still heard like I knew it was over.
What'd you do then? How long did you stay?
I ended up leaving, and then my adrenaline just started rushing, and in my mind I was gonna just go ahead and just come to the police station, and I didn't. I stopped. I pulled over, not that long, about a good 30 seconds, and I said, I need my baby, and that's what I did. I went home. No vacation, no nothing. I had my baby since.
Now, right now, you got any questions? Now, you know, some things we just can't talk about, but you got anything maybe that you want to ask us?
When exactly will I see the judge?
Probably in the morning.
He may come see you, or he may do it by a video deal, that they do some of it now, but you'll see him within the next day or so.
Also, if you could, whatever happens, which I'm still gonna be heard about to this moment, could you reach out to her family and let her know I am truly sorry, and hopefully one day they could forgive me, and the dad actually can tattoo the date that she passed away in Roman numerals right there across my neck.
That'd probably be something you'd need to, later on down the road. I don't think we need to.
Because I know you talking to me. I don't know if you.
The question, and I think this is what you're saying. You know what remorse is? It's like you regret what happened. You feel sorry about it.
Yes.
If we were asked, did he show any remorse? In other words, did he regret, feel sorry about what happened? Did he wish it hadn't happened? Are you telling us yes, you did?
I regret it. I think about this every single day. What would have been done differently? It would have been the threats that she did. I could have called the police, even though I literally texted and said, but I'm not going to do that. I could have did that, but I don't, not you guys, but most polices, they act kind of racist. It's like they just let white people get away with anything, and since I'm black, it's like, forget it. Like the other day I'm watching the news, a white dude killed 3 people. They showed the judge that he got away with it on video of AR. Like that was crazy.
We have a job to do. When something happens,
You have to do your job.
crime happens, our obligation is to investigate it. We're going to investigate it fairly to the victims, and we're going to be fair and talk to you. We told you everything up front that we went through there to start off with. We told you didn't have to talk to us and all that, and I'm glad you cleared your conscience of it, and that way if the family or the district attorney that'll be prosecuting the case ask us, did you show any remorse? Whether you're sorry that it happened, you're telling us that you are sorry it happened. And that's something, we can pass on.
In the end, Tyrek was found guilty of going over to Michaela's home, then shooting her 19 times. For his murder conviction, he received life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge explained that a man with a temper like Tyrek's should never be allowed in society again.
I tell people all the time, people in this world with the worst tempers sometimes does the heinous crimes, and they get the most heinous, the most severe punishments. And in this case, this gentleman, Tyrese Cavassier, that he called himself, is not a good person. And he's probably going to serve the rest of his life in, well, we already know he's going to do the rest of his life in jail, but he's probably going to do the rest of his life in just turmoil, hell on earth. What he did was so bad to this young lady. It just was uncalled for. But nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Another episode of Team Tiggio True Crime. Please subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, as we'll be coming to you more videos in the future.